All right, we're on Niddah Perek Bet Mishnah. Hey, we're going to have a little bit of a lesson from Chazal, from the Tanaim in female reproductive anatomy. So, in order to explain this, we have to sort of understand how they viewed female anatomy, and for this, we're just going to look at the Rambam in Mishnah Torah Hilchot Isurei Bia. We'll read it in his language, and then we'll better understand, so we can better understand the Mishnah. Mashal Chachamim Be'isha. So Chachamim, they sort of created a parable in order to understand female anatomy. Harechem shenotzar bo havalad, the womb in which a child, in which the offspring is created. Hu anikra makor. Makor is the source. Hu shedam niddah b'zava yotzei mimeno. The blood of niddah and zava. It's the same blood. If you're a niddah, it's regular menstruation. Zava, it's also blood. The Rambam held that it was added not during her normal cycle. So that blood is from the makor. The rechem and the makor are the same thing. The korin oto cheder. The fishu difnai v'lifnim. So Chazal called it. They use the word cheder. We're going to see the word cheder, the room, because it's the inner room. V'tzavar rechem kulo v'u makom ha'aroch, and the neck of the womb. That's a long limb. Shebitchabetz rosho b'shat ha'ibur. So it contracts when during pregnancy, in order so the child doesn't just fall out. Okay, that's called a prosdor. Prosdor is the hallway. Kolomar beit sha'ar lerechem. It's like the hallway. It's like the gateway into the womb. The Rambam says, above that, umina prosdor, above the womb and the hallway, right? Ben cheder leprosdor, in between them, the two, he calls them the eggs. Okay, and they have these pathways where the bashal means ripen or prepared. The shich vatzer shalisha, it's her. The shich vatzer means semen, but it means her eggs. Makom ze nikra aliyah. So that part is called an aliyah. Umakol kmo nekev patuach min aliyah lagaga prosdor. Okay, and there's a hole from the aliyah. The aliyah are her ovaries, really, to the prosdor, to this hallway, and the nekev is called the lul. Okay, and that nekev is called a lul. So the best way to do this, I guess, I found this on Wiki Yeshiva. So you have the womb, right? Savar rechem. This is the rechem. That's the cheder, the makor. This is the prosdor. Okay, and above there we know are the chatzotzrot, these and the aliyah. So in order to understand this, you have to understand that blood, dam. So Chazal understood that blood from the makor, the cheder. The blood from the cheder and the makor, that's the same thing. That's tameh. That's dam niddah. That's what the Rambam said. Blood from that comes from the aliyah. If a woman bleeds, she has ovarian bleeding. That's called dam makah. That's not, okay. Dmei aliyah, the Bartunavis says, are tehorim him. Okay. The blood of the aliyah is tahor. So what happens, and this is very relevant for medical situations, if a woman, you undergo an examination, so a woman is bleeding, but it's not blood from the cheder or the makor, but it's blood from the aliyah. And that's what the topic of our Mishnah is. Mashal mashu chachamim be'isha. The Chachamim, this is the Rambam, just go to the Mishnah. The Chachamim had a mashal. They had a parable about the anatomy of a woman. HaCheder, you have the cheder, the womb, the room, that's called the makor. They don't tell you that, but we know that. HaProsdor, the prosdor is the hallway. Let's go back to our picture. The prosdor, meaning that's the neck of the womb that the Rambam described. The aliyah, and the aliyah, remember we said, was the ovaries and the ovarian tubes, the fallopian tubes, I think they're called. I am not a doctor. Dam cheder tameh. The Mishnah says, blood from the cheder, from the core, that's dam tuma, that's dam niddah. That's dam amakor, the Bartunura says. Nimsa ba prosdor, but if you find blood in the prosdor, in the hallway, or the tzavar harecha, meaning they believed, this is an accurate portrayal, but they believe that if you found blood here, you didn't know if it came from the ovarian tubes or if it came from the makor. So therefore, sfeiko tameh, we're not sure. The fish cheskato min makor, because you can assume it might be tameh because it might be from the aliyah. Tamatuma vadai, okay, but we have a chazaka that it came from the cheder, from the makor. V'lo min neshama min aliyah ba. You don't say maybe it came from the aliyah. Rather, asu ki'ilu vadai ba min makor. So the Gemara says, basically, it all depends where you found the blood. Now, obviously, this is based on, I don't know how they would do it, because I don't know if they were doing this kind of internal examination, but the Gemara says, it depends on where you found it. If it was closer to the makor, then we assume it's from the makor. If it's closer to the aliyah, then you would assume it's from the aliyah. All right, that's enough anatomy for us. If you want to do it more, you can look at it in much, much greater detail. We'll stop here, dedicate our learning to memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Make it a great day.